What do you think?
I don't see why that would be a reason, though. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Why? I don't think the players would revolt. If anything, from if McDaniel is the problem, and you're convinced that he's the problem, and a lot of us are convinced that he is part of the problem, at least.
Do you think the players know that
That
he's
the
the problem?
players would be. I think so, dude. They won't say, but even Tua has alluded to some of that when when he speaks to the press.
Vaguely, man. I mean, you could call it either way.
I mean, but players usually don't want to air that kind of stuff out until after the season, off season, or when they're gone or whatever, right? We heard a lot of former Dolphins players talk shit, but current Dolphins players don't want to do that,
Obviously.
right?
Not
So,
yet.
we're
And
convinced
most of
that
our guys are, they seem like a bunch of nice dudes too. Like, not the type that would be like, like if freaking, what's his name was still here, freaking the other Jalen
Tyreek.
Ramsey.
Oh,
He
Ramsey,
probably
yeah.
Tyreek might slip up and say something,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But Jalen Ramsey for sure be like, you know what, we're tired of this coach. Like, get him the hell out of here. And I don't think we have too many players of that sort left in the team. So they're you're nicer dudes. They respect them as a person. So they won't do it. Which, I mean, that could be a good and a bad thing. You know what I mean? You don't have too many dogs. You got a bunch of nice dudes that like hugging people instead of tackling them. But
Is that by
yeah,
design, though? Is that by design so that you can keep McDaniel happy and around? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, the other way, right? If you fire them, it sets to me it sets a tone when you're firing people. Especially for the fans, right? To us, you start thinking like you said earlier, where like, does Ross even care? He's making money. Does he even care if the Dolphins suck or not? But if you're making these moves and making these adjustments, at least head coach or maybe the somebody needs to take accountability. Then you're putting that out there like, hey, I'm trying to make this team better. You're fired, bro, because something's wrong. It ain't, the roster is not 1-6 bad. You could call it, okay, the roster's not that great. We all know that. But it's not 1-6 bad, dude. They're undisciplined. They have like a fucking 100 penalties this year. It's freaking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike McDaniels to me is a freaking coordinator, dude. He's not managing the team. He does, like I said, no discipline, a bunch of penalties. A lot of the players are freaking talking out of their ass, not saying stuff like, I don't know where, we didn't know what we were doing. We were kind of just shooting from the hip. All kinds of crazy stuff, bro. That just shows me that he's not managing the whole team. He's probably, I bet you in practice, all he's worried about is his offensive plan, like a coordinator would. What would a coordinator be doing? Figuring out his plan. He's not worried about what the offensive line is doing. Are they communicating? Are they disciplined? Are they freaking jumping the fucking, count? All this crap? Are they going to their right assignments? All this. He's not worried about that. He's probably just looking. He's probably sat down with his pad, looking at his plays, looking at his plan, and hoping that his other coaches are doing it. Obviously, they're not. So, I mean, we talked about the other thing too. Like, if we get them fired now, we get to look at some of the candidates that are out there, like Smith or even Weaver at this point. I understand his defense is not looking that great. Excuse me, but who knows? He might get a jolt out of these players. He might, doesn't mean he won't be a good head coach. Who knows? Maybe he's being restricted by McDaniel of what he wants to do. Either way, you get a free look if you fire him, because in our eyes, he's no good anymore. You can't come back from this type of hole. You can't dig yourself back out. You might be able to become a good coach somewhere else, but with this team, they already know you. You can't change anything. You can't all of a sudden start getting, strict. Doesn't work that way. They're going to see right through that.